Hey guys, this video is for our government contracting customers or anyone looking to get into our government contracting product. We just deployed the file upload feature. This is so cool. I'm excited. It's been a long time coming and we took a lot of time to develop something that's really well designed, well architected, and will work pretty well with what our system does. Now, if you've seen my other video, by the way, in this channel I'm gonna do some videos on the overall Loocey platform, so feel free to watch those as well. You can see the progress of the different modules, and as I've always promised, because you guys are being our early customers, any new product, new features we release, you will always get those as well as part of the platform. But this file upload will now enable you to upload files directly inside Loocey, like your quotes you get from the suppliers, manufacturers, or other types of documents that you want to keep, without using Google Drive or anything else, without storing links and so on, right? You can directly upload the file inside Loocey. We even have a really nice, cool file viewer, so you don't have to can quickly view the file. Anyway, I think it's gonna save you so much time. You don't have to store the file, put the link in Loocey and so on. This way you just upload and it's always there for you, so that when they ask for a trace or when you're bidding, you can quickly bring up the different files and see, make sure that if all the numbers are correct, or even send the trace documents to them, right? So let's jump into the system and see how it works. Oh, and by the way, be sure to subscribe to the channel. I'm gonna schedule, I'll also email everyone, I'm gonna schedule a webinar coming soon, probably next week. And in that webinar, we're gonna cover the last 10 or 20 features specifically for DLA that we have done. I haven't had the time to do these webinars, but we've done a lot of work last few months. I wanna show you some of those features. So go ahead and subscribe, but also pay attention to that email that's going to come to your way soon about the next webinar. We'll cover again, and that's going to be live webinar, so you can ask your questions, and I'll make sure you answer any questions you may have. If you're new to Loocey, also still join the webinar. I think it's a really good way to kind of make sure you get all of your questions answered, right? So for now, let's jump into the file upload feature and let's see how it works. Okay, here we have the bidding board, and I'm going to show you the old way, which again you can still continue using if you have like a local file storage, or if you still want to keep the files in Google Drive or somewhere like that. You can continue using the old way, which is storing the file link, not the file itself. Like if I go into a detailed view here, go to files, see I had the file link here, you can store the file, a link of the file, and then be able to open those from here. Now we want to add a new column here, and I'm gonna do it from the configuration so you can see. I'm gonna go to the bidding files here. Let's make sure I'm on the files tab here, okay? And I'm gonna add a new column here after this description. I'm gonna call it file. In the column type, I'm gonna select single file, okay? And if you're interested in learning about the different file types we have, again, watch the other video that's going to show you a more detailed view of different file types we have. But single file is the one we want to use for this. I'm going to add, right? And then resize it the way I want, right? I can save this view just in case. So now this is going to allow you to upload files, but we won't do it from here. So the other place we want to change is going to your supplier quotes list here, okay? That should be again inside your configuration menu. If you don't see the configuration menu, make sure it's not hidden. Say show hidden items, make sure it's not hidden, right? And in here, I'm gonna click on make sure you click on this supplier quotes view, okay? I'm gonna move all the way to the back, so we have file link on the quote level as well, on the single line as well. So we also want to add the file here as well. I'm gonna add a column. This time I'm gonna call it quote file, okay? And then I'm gonna still make it a single file type, okay? Add. and that's it. We'll readjust the size as we need, save it. Okay, that's it, and we are done. Let me show you what we just did. I know it's like a simple thing we did. So again, you are able to do this because you are using Loocey. If it was any other software, you know how much development effort it would have taken to just add this one thing. But anyway, I'm not gonna well, let's go back to our bidding board. So on the bidding board, again, we go back to our detail view. Now we should see a couple things. On the file section here, we will have our file column, and let me show how that works. Just click on it, upload. We'll upload. You can upload any kind of most common types of files like PDF. Well, I'm gonna upload the actual code I've gotten from McMaster, which is everyone's favorite, right? So let me show you how the codes will work, and here you can also adjust this column if I want to, right? I can click on it and it's gonna show me the file without opening new tabs, without going somewhere else. We've even built this file viewer, right? That's gonna allow you to view the file. Now there's more features built into this. Like if I were to click on this open file settings, I can change the name if I want to, right? I can also add a description, right? I can add a description. This is optional for you to do, but you can. If I save this, it's gonna change the file name or the description here as well, right? It's gonna show the size of the file, right? If I mouse over, right, then it's gonna show the description as well as the size, right? And this size goes against your limits on the plan, right? That's why I think keeping an eye on the size is important. But usually these PDFs are pretty small, and it should be okay. Okay. You can of course replace this file, right? Just let's say this was a test one. We want to replace this. I'm gonna replace it with another file, and it's that simple. You can still store the links if you want, but this is directly storing the file inside Loocey. So now you can upload them here. Could be codes, could be other documents related to this bid, right? And then you can quickly view it from here. So it's super easy to view, right? Now, one other thing. So if you go back to supplier code section here, so this is like global files, right? And I like to think of this almost final versions of the codes or documents, right? But it's still up to you. You can always add a description if this is the final, or could say final version, or whichever, right? The description is still up to you what you want to call it. But on the supplier code section, we also added a file column for each of our suppliers here. So if we want to keep things more organized, once they give you a code, you can upload it directly to their specific row here for that supplier. So this way, hey, I have a code from this Parker company, and so this way I know I can always click on it to see what code they gave me. If this is helpful if you have multiple lines and if it's hard to keep track of which one is which, you can do that as well. But if you don't want to, that's okay. You can still directly use the files tab and just upload your files here, right? So again, this is really cool, and this was a really nice way. By the way, it's a single file type. Now if you wanted to have a slightly different way, you can. It's still your system. So under test 2, I have a test here. I've created a multi-file column. So this is how the multi-file columns look, which means instead of a single file, you can upload multiple files for a given cell, given row, right? And then you can have maybe different versions of the file, different types of files, upload it directly for that specific cell, specific column cell, right? So this is the multi-file type, and you create the column the same way. The column, you just have to select multi-files, right? Multiple files. So it's up to you. Again, for our purpose, I like the single file type, and that's what the base bidding board template will have. But if you want to use multiple file type, you can as well. Okay, so that sort of concludes our video. I think, again, this is gonna save a lot of time, it's gonna make sure that you don't have to have Google Drive or somewhere else. You have to save the files. And the issue that I've seen with Google Drive or those things is that sometimes you accidentally move a file or change the name or something, and then it breaks the link inside Loocey, because if Google file changes, that link you had stored before, it will no longer work, right? So then, a few months passes by, you go try to open the file, you have to go relink it, right? So again, it's a downside with having different systems, right? But here with the new file upload, you upload it directly to Loocey, so which means in the future, anytime you go back, it's always there for you. It's saved in the cloud, right? Safely stored for you. Okay, so that concludes our video today. Like I said, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you check your emails. Make sure our emails don't get spammed. Some customers have been complaining that it goes into spam somehow. Make sure you whitelist our domain, Loocey.com, right? But I'm gonna schedule the webinar for next week. I'm gonna email everyone. Also, if you go to a website, Loocey.com, there's a live trainings page. I'm gonna also put it there. So if you don't get the email, either email me, Michael@Loocey.com, or you can also check the website, to see if it's been stored, it's been scheduled. You can go and sign up. But otherwise, I think everyone should get the marketing email for the scheduling of the event. That concludes our video today. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.